Did you know December and even November and into January might be the very best time for you as a buyer to take advantage of the real estate market? Some people think that the real estate market slows down, and they would be absolutely correct, especially here in Denver with the weather changing, all of the holidays and the distractions. But as a buyer, you do have opportunities because the homes that are on the market absolutely are the homes that the sellers have to sell. They're serious sellers, meaning that there's better opportunity for a deal for you. For instance, just this last month, I've had several buyers. I've had 3 actually, 2 buyers in a listing that has had 1 showing, and we've gone under contract, and those are pushing towards closing. So there's serious sellers out there. If you find the serious buyer who's ready to take advantage of the market and the deal, and they're not worried about the high interest rates and everything that's on the news, that's where the opportunity meets the execution, and it absolutely is a great time to get into that. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, but let's get into this one. What's up, guys? I'm Jeremy Kane with eXp Realty, living in the Denver suburbs on YouTube. I am here today with a market update. I do all things market. We talk about strategies. We talk about living and what it's like in the Denver real estate market. And if you like that information, if you like this video, throw me a like right now. You can hit that thumbs up. And if you like this information, you want more of it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and we will keep dropping videos every single week on all things Denver and real estate and market specifically. But let's get into this one. So certainly November, December, there's a lot going on. We have Thanksgiving, then we have the holiday parties. Sometimes the holiday parties are moved till after Christmas because it's so busy, and it just doesn't seem like a great time to be out buying a home. Well, that's what most people think. So the fact that if you are out buying a home, there will be less competition, and the homes that are on the market are absolutely going to be serious about making moves and selling their home, because usually they have to. So don't let the weather, don't let those family gatherings bog you down. If you are looking to get into a home, it is a massive opportunity for you to do it, especially in markets like Denver, where there's oftentimes multiple offers and things going on, even still as we've seen the market taper off. And so if those higher interest rates and those higher prices have you a little bit worried, well, the truth is that you can get those seller concessions that will help mitigate some of the sting of those high prices and interest rates, because those sellers are motivated. And sometimes it's not always about, getting the lowest price or the lowest interest rate, because you can change that with the seller concession. You can buy down the rate, or you can negotiate the price in these times where sellers have to sell and buyers are looking to take advantage of those deals. So let's talk about this. We've been talking about the interest rates coming down, and the truth is they did come down for a quick minute where they got to the low 6s, and then they jumped right back up. And unlike what people are talking about and people would think, with those higher interest rates, we have to have lower prices. Well, the prices have, kind of remained the same for quite a while now. Certainly, we're not seeing the mass appreciation spikes during COVID, but that absolutely hasn't, we haven't seen the ulterior of that, of the falling prices. We've had a really leveled off year. As we look at it, the appreciation in Denver, although it's been fairly flat and it feels flat to you guys, and we're talking about this on the market, it is going to be up a couple percent this year over year in Denver as we move towards the end of this year. And so as those prices kind of have continued to, steadily rise, the interest rates, now I'm hearing people talk, and professionals that I trust, that the interest rates are likely to be around the 6s through the 2025 year, right? This is counter to what they were saying 5 years, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, as those prices or those interest rates started to rise. And now they're saying, okay, we should probably get used to 6. Well, hopefully they're just telling us that so that we're surprised when they go a little bit lower. But the truth is that we have options here, and it doesn't necessarily make or break your opportunity based on the number in front of that interest rate. So as we kind of move forward, then we're looking at, okay, the price appreciation, what are we looking at? Is it, stable? It's going to continue to increase. Case-Shiller reported a 3.9 to 5.2% price growth nationally, right? So that's over this year. Now there's all kinds of 2025 projections, everything from 2 to 6%, depending on the publication you ask. But these are important numbers to consider as we continue to see that tick up, when I just told you that the top mortgage professionals are thinking that the interest rates will stay within the sixes. So the truth is, if we're focused on the prices or the interest rate, and one has to come down before we have to get out there and buy, we might be waiting for a longer time, in turn paying those higher rents, throwing more money away as we go. So as we look forward, the only option is, let's look at our situation and does it make sense to get into a home? If you want to get into a home, I am telling you, in the next 18 months, from what I just predicted, it's going to be much of the same. And the only thing that could be different is that the competition could be rising, right? Denver is at a point right now with, close to 9,300 active homes at the close of November, start of December. That's nearing pre-pandemic numbers, right? And so our inventory has fully kind of rebounded from the crazy part of COVID. But as we kind of continue to see here, we did see a month over month decrease of new listings of 40%, right? So less people are putting their house on the market. That's very normal. That's very seasonal. However, with that large number, I mean, there was times in, the heat of the market and the heat of the COVID crazy that we had, 2, 3, 4,000 homes on the market at the month close. And now we're seeing 9,300 in a time when we saw listings come down 40% month over month. So the inventory piece is still there. And even though you may feel like, oh, well, a lot of people don't put their house on the market, those houses that are on the market are kind of hanging around, and those sellers are getting more and more, interested in making deals with these buyers, which then allows you to get a lower price or get a lower interest rate so that affordability can come back into play. And so I hope that you kind of understand that the intensity of this market and the people that want to get out and sell their homes are people that are willing to say, okay, yeah, I may make a little bit less, whatever, I may give you a concession. 50% of the homes that were listed that sold in November had price reductions. And of those, total that were sold, 60% offered some sort of a concession. So those are average numbers, but that's a huge number of, okay, the list price isn't necessarily the price tag and what people are holding out for. The list price is the start of a conversation. And so as we see, and even with all of this data saying lower prices, reducing their price and seller concessions, the seller concession doesn't affect the sales price, right? It just affects the net to the seller. So, even with that, we're seeing appreciation year over year in our market, which is pretty crazy and kind of unexpected with the rates not coming down, right? When we were talking about the rates maybe dipping, at the start of this year, we were expecting a 4 to 6% appreciation. We're not going to quite get there come year end, but these are all statistics and numbers that mean something. But at the end of the day, if your situation is, okay, I'm ready to go, I want to buy a house, why are we waiting for the calendar to turn? What changes on the other side of the calendar that could, maybe limit you in your ability to make the offer on the home that you absolutely love and want to, and an offer that makes sense to you, that you're comfortable in that payment? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. And if you're still waiting on the sidelines, this by no means is pushing you into that. But if it's something on the horizon, why are we waiting for the calendar to turn? In turn, having more people, come to the market, which would usually mean that sellers are less likely to provide these concessions and deals. Why would we wait for that to happen if we're a buyer? And if we're a seller, if you're sitting here saying, well, I'm going to wait for that to turn, you're adding up your days on the market. Your home's on the market through the holidays. You're going to be in and out of your home, through the holidays and so on. And I'm not an advocate of pulling it off the market, but understand that if you're holding out, the longer you hold out, the more likely you will be to have, somebody come through that's going to want a deal. And as the spring starts in Colorado, we're going to see more active listings and more things come on the market. So if you're ready to sell and you have to sell, it would be smart to, listen to all offers. Don't, give away the farm. It's still a seller's market. Don't be confused with that. But there is opportunity for you if you just listen to what the market's telling you. And so if you are one of those people that you're like, I'm just a little bit, I have to, buy before I sell, or, there's all these things, make sure that you're talking to your real estate agent. Hit me up. I'm here, 303-210-0378. And we can get you connected with somebody that can get creative, right? Is it a buy before you sell? Is it a rate buy down so that you can, use some of the cash to, pay off some debt so that you raise your, approval number, or renovation loans or things like that? Because let's be real, a lot of the homes that are on the market do need a little bit of work. There is still the primetime home and the primetime location that is flying off the shelves, no matter what weekend it is, with multiple offers. That's a lot less than it used to be, but it still does exist. So if if there's something with the financing that's a little bit, leaving you hesitant, please reach out and get you connected with somebody that could make this dream of getting this deal now a reality. And then maybe that means buy now, sell in February or March, when we do see some of that and you're getting kind of the best of both worlds. Because if you're waiting to sell until the spring market heats up and there's more buyers, well, then you're also going to be competing with more buyers as well. And I would like to clear some air here, because we talk about renting versus buying. The truth is, on the day-to-day, writing the check, the month of the rent versus the first of the month for your mortgage, renting is cheaper. However, what are you missing out on if you are renting? First of all, every single dollar that goes into that rent check goes straight to your landlord, and they're building wealth. They're paying their debt down while their property appreciates. You are missing out on the appreciation and the debt buy down that you are paying for if you are renting, right? And if it makes sense, I get it. But ultimately, the cost of renting long-term over buying is absolutely critical for you to understand, because while it is quote unquote cheaper, and a lot of people are coming out saying renting is cheaper than buying, you are not taking into account where that money goes, the principal buy down that you do get, and the appreciation that even in the slowest of markets, the worst of markets, you are seeing a little bit of increase here in this current market. So ultimately, looking ahead to 2025, we will start to see some of that increased inventory get snatched up by people who are seeking opportunity. And what that will mean is higher prices, and the interest rates supposedly in the short term look like they will be staying a little bit higher. And so you will see affordability be pinched, because the part of affordability and the piece that you're missing out on if you don't act sooner rather than later is the opportunity to negotiate with those sellers and get that stuff done. So if you're thinking about making a move to Denver, if you're thinking about buying a home, even if you're not, I promise you I won't convince you to do it. I just wanted to drive home on this market update what the opportunity looks like. Don't waste any time. Shoot me a text today. We can have you in a home by, close to the beginning of the year, even if you watch this video today and you're ready to go. If you're watching it at the end of the year, week 2 or 3 of the video, we might need a little more time, but that does not mean that the opportunity ceased to exist. Regardless of when you are watching this, if you would like to have a buyer consultation and sit down with me and make a plan, whether it's to buy a house in 2 months or 2 years, that's what I pride myself on, helping my clients build wealth through real estate. So please like, comment, subscribe, share this with anybody who you've talked to the real estate market with about. And I hope that this information finds you well. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next month on the market update. Bye-bye.